We're hosting today Dr. Saadetdin Gaman, professor of sociology, who is taking part in the International Forum on Transformative Social Policies in Africa. First of all, Professor, how do Morocco's social policies align with the goals discussed at the forum?
Thank you very much for inviting me. It's a pleasure to join you today to share my experience from the forum in Dakar. I want to thank the radio team and the listeners for their interest in these important events. The forum brought together experts from across Africa to discuss key social policies in areas like healthcare, education, labor markets, and social protection. The goal was to identify best practices and to tackle challenges like financing, governance, and inequality. Morocco's social policies align well with the forum's focus, especially in terms of promoting inclusive and the gender equitable policies. For example, as you know, Morocco has made great progress in social protection, aiming to cover all citizens, including vulnerable groups. These efforts directly support the forum's goal of ensuring post-COVID-19 recovery is inclusive and fair. We have more than program in Morocco, or two notable program or three notable programs in Morocco are, for example, Taysir. As you know, this program helps families keep their children in school, addressing education, access, and gender equality. And we can cite also the National Initiative for Human Development. This initiative, as you know, empowers local communities, focusing on economic and social development. And we can add to this the Great Social Protection Project. These initiatives show how Morocco's social policies tackle issues like education, economic empowerment, and the social protection, which are central to the discussions we had at the forum.
Okay, and what opportunities do you see for collaboration between Morocco and other African countries in achieving gender equitable policies?
There are significant opportunities for collaboration between Morocco and other African countries in achieving gender equitable policies. While each country faces unique challenges such as war, insecurity, or political instability, there are shared experiences that can form the basis for strong regional cooperation. For example, many African countries, including Morocco, are dealing with the neoliberal policies that often worsen gender inequalities, particularly in labor markets. In Morocco, the growing informal sector, as you know, and limited access to social protection for women, especially in rural areas, are key issues. These challenges are also seen in other African countries, even those affected by conflict. Although the specific context may vary, the core problem of gender inequalities in markets, especially regarding decent work and economic opportunities, is shared across the region. Collaboration can be especially beneficial here by learning from countries that have made progress in addressing gender gaps in areas like labor markets, education, and healthcare. We can apply these lessons to our own context. For instance, some African countries have successfully implemented policies to improve women's access to finance, entrepreneurship, or vocational training. Morocco could adapt and apply these strategies in regions where women face more significant barriers. Another opportunity for collaboration in this exchange of knowledge and the best practices. Joint research project, partnership with the academic institutions, and working with the gender experts can help deepen our local understanding of how gender issues interest with cultural and the social norms. By developing gender sensitive policies that are both culturally relevant and based on solid data, we can avoid one size fits all approaches that often fail to address the root causes of gender inequality. Additionally, this collaboration provides the chance to build a regional network of policymakers, researchers, and activists who can advocate for policy coherence across Africa. Morocco and other African nations can work together to push for gender responsive governance, influence international development agendas, and they contribute to creating a more inclusive and equitable future for all. While the challenges faced by Morocco and many African countries are similar, particularly with neoliberalism exacerbating gender inequalities, these shared struggles create opportunities for collaboration. By learning from one another, adapting policies to local context, and working together on innovative solutions, we can move towards a more gender equitable future.
Yes, Professor. And how does Morocco balance local traditions with modernizing its social welfare systems?
Morocco has found a way to balance local traditions with the modernization of its social welfare system by preserving traditional practices of solidarity, such as tontines, like informal saving groups, and khtarat, for example. It's like a local communal support system. These practices are still vital for many Moroccan families, particularly in rural areas, and are now integrated into the modern system through cooperatives and associations. These organizations help maintain cultural traditions while also addressing contemporary social and economic challenges. As Morocco modernizes its social welfare system, it also recognizes the importance of strengthening the key institutions like the family, which continues to be a central pillar of informal social protection. Despite urbanization and the rise of nuclear families, the family remains essential for providing support and the security. Strengthening these social ties is crucial for long-term social protection. Overall, Morocco's approach is not about discarding traditional practices, but about enhancing and integrating them in a way that complements the evolving needs of society. By valuing and incorporating these local traditions into the broader framework of social welfare, Morocco ensures that modernization respects its cultural heritage and promotes social cohesion.
Yes, and could you please elaborate on Morocco's recent initiatives that promote gender equality and social transformation?
Morocco has launched several initiatives aimed at promoting gender equality and social transformation. These efforts address key issues such as positive masculinities, family policy, gender-based violence, and child marriage. One notable initiative is the Taysir program, which encourages the education of girls by reducing barriers to school attendance. This program directly supports gender equality by making education more accessible for girls. Additionally, Morocco has taken strong measures to combat child marriage with the policies focused on raising awareness and passing laws to protect children's rights. The new development model also places gender equality at the center of inclusive development, aligning national policies with international commitments such as the Sustainable Development Goals, particularly Goal 5 on gender equality. Morocco has enacted laws and ratified international conventions to protect child's rights and eliminate harmful practices like child marriage. While there is not yet full consensus on completely banning child marriage, significant progress has been made. such as the reform of the family code, especially Article 20, which previously allowed the judges to approve child marriages. Some political groups are calling for further reforms to abolish child marriage altogether. Additionally, multi-sectoral cooperation between ministries and the civil society organization plays a key role in Morocco's effort to eliminate child marriage. The Marrakesh Declaration signed in 2020 marked a major step in combating gender-based violence, including child marriage, and emphasized the child commitments of various stakeholders to advance women's rights and the gender equality. We can say that Morocco is making significant strides in addressing gender equality through legal reforms and community-based initiatives, focusing on education, legal protection, and social welfare. The country is also engaging in open discussions about sensitive issues like child marriage, aiming to create long-lasting social changes.
Okay, Professor, and last but not least, what challenges has Morocco faced in implementing transformative social policies and how have these been addressed?
Morocco, like many African countries, has faced several challenges in implementing transformative social policies. These include financial constraints, communication gaps, lack of coordination between policies, and the insufficient consideration of local cultural context. Additionally, resistance from certain parts of the population can slow down change, as rapid transformations are often met with reluctance. Societal shifts also require time, and broad changes are rarely effective. To address the challenges of implementing transformative social policies, a country should adopt several key measures like policy convergence by aligning public policies across different sectors to ensure they work together toward common goals, creating a cohesive approach to social transformation. And we can also engage more researchers, involve researchers from various disciplines of social sciences to ensure that policies are based on solid evidence and consider their broader societal impacts. And we can also evaluate the public policy. Before implementing policies, we can conduct relevance evaluations to ensure that the proposed measures are appropriate for the context. And ongoing evaluation allow for adjustments and improvements over time. And we can also integrate traditional practices and local knowledge into policy design to ensure that the policies are seen as relevant and respectful of cultural norms, increasing their acceptance by the population. And also, we have to adopt a gradual approach, recognizing that social transformation takes time. Policies should be introduced with sufficient time for the population to adapt, thus reducing resistance. And also, we can involve local leaders and experts to ensure that the policies resonate with the communities and are effectively implemented. Use local resources and the knowledge to support their success. To implement transformative social policies, the country must ensure that these policies are contextually relevant, gradual, and culturally sensitive, while also ensuring continuous evaluation and involving local experts.
Thank you very much, Dr. Saad Dilgaman, Professor of Sociology.
Thank you for your question on transformative social policies. These policies are essential for creating inclusive societies. A well-coordinated, gradual approach that respects local context and involves various experts is key to their success. I appreciate the opportunity to contribute to this important discussion. Thank you again for the invitation.